What's going on, everybody? My name is Tenebris Infinite and welcome back to Generation Zero. So, 1.15 has actually been a very interesting update. Considering this update was primarily supposed to be focused on bug fixing, we've actually seen the introduction of a handful of very interesting things around the map. We've seen the earliest 5-star weapon that you could find in the game. We've seen the introduction of new set pieces, and then we've seen little hints at potential new missions that could be coming along the way. So I thought I'd put together a little video here, kind of document all of this stuff, get it all together, and let you guys know what potentially could be coming to the game, as well as give you guys a very awesome location for one of the strongest guns in the game that you can get right after you're done wrapping up the archipelago region. So let's just jump right into things here and start talking about the missions first. So first things first, let's talk about this new unnamed mission that has popped up on the map. And I need to give some serious shoutouts to Spencerenio5. My dude, thank you so much for coming through and pointing me in the direction of this, because I've been so engrossed in rival farming that I might have missed this for a couple days extra if you hadn't have pointed this out for me. So, my dude, you're an absolute legend, and thank you so much. So, what we have here is an unnamed mission just outside of Lilla. So just to the west of Lilla over here. So if you come down the main road and just kind of swing over to the left towards the bridge here right near the airbase, you'll be able to find this funky little setup with a bike workstation, kind of starting line looking area, and this strange note that you don't have the opportunity to interact with, but as you can see up on the compass up there, there is a mission kind of marked in this location. So this could mean a couple things. First of all, it could mean that we'll be seeing many more missions actually get added over the span of this year, which I think is really exciting. If we see the mainland kind of get developed with these missions and use the missions to kind of populate the world with various props and assets, that will kind of tackle two issues at the same time, with the mainland feeling a little bit dull, and also with the fact that once you complete the missions in the game, there's nothing really left to do outside of farming weapons and grinding experience. So I think that if this is the sign of things to come, this is actually incredibly exciting for Generation Zero moving forwards. So now let's speculate on this mission in particular. I feel like this is going to be the exact same thing as unorthodox skiing, where it will be a kind of bike-related challenge. Because we have this kind of starting line with the arrows pointing outwards, and I'm going to take you guys down this little bike route in just a second. But really, in the end, with the bike station here and the way this is all set up, I really feel like this is going to be another bike-related mission. So I have a couple hopes and wishes for this mission, but if in the end it is just the exact same as unorthodox skiing, it will be a great little challenge that you can complete in Generation Zero here. So now let's bike down this route and I'll talk about my kind of hopes and expectations for this mission itself. So for this mission, I really genuinely feel this is going to be a bike-related challenge, and honestly, I kind of would like to see more bike challenges come to the game. After I was done completing the unorthodox skiing mission, I had really hoped that I'd be able to repeat that mission and try to compete and see if I could get like the best time possible in that mission, but sadly it was kind of like a one and done type mission. So I've got a couple hopes for this, and it's not like this has to happen or anything like that, but it's just what Tenebris would like to see if this is a bike-related mission, which it honestly 99% probably will be a bike-related mission. So the first thing that I would like to see is hopefully that this will be repeatable. That way you can play it in single player and get really good at it and try to, you know, get the best time possible. But then also so that you could take it to multiplayer and compete with your friends and not worry about it ever kind of going away. And the next thing that I would kind of like to see, and again, you know, none of this stuff needs to happen, but it's just stuff that I think would be nice, is for this mission to actually yield some sort of a reward related to the bikes. One of the things that I've really wanted to see ever since I collected the entirety of the bike skins is more bike skins to be collected. And I think that having bike-related missions with bike skins as rewards for completing the mission is the best way to implement new bike skins into the game. Because there's something kind of disconnected about killing a machine and picking up an entire new bike skin. So that's just kind of Tenebris's wishes and Tenebris's hopes for this if it does become some sort of a bike mission. So let me know what you think about your boys' hopes and dreams here for bike missions moving forwards. Would you guys like to see bike skins and bike cosmetics potentially be tied to bike missions as rewards? Or do you like the way it is currently, where you have to kill tanks in order to actually obtain the bike skins? I'd really like to know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. But now, next up, let's talk about a couple more interesting areas that have cropped up around the map. The next location we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about this funky little bunker with a locked door here. So you can find this location just close to Back Bowl and just a little bit past Overby Guard. It's just near the kind of T section right here. So this is a really interesting location, and again, we've got another locked door that we can only just speculate on here in Generation Zero. But there's something really interesting past this shutter here. There is a tick kind of attached to what appears to be a brand new vehicle, or at least a vehicle that we haven't seen entirely yet in the game. So it's pretty curious. It's like, what are you doing in there, little dude? Are you siphoning gas out of this thing? What are you doing, man? But on the other hand, too, this vehicle is really, really cool. So it's got like all of these little bits of scrap metal attached to it to create potentially like further shielding on it or something like that. And I really feel like this is something that will be tied to a mission of some sort, and we'll have to come through, unlock the door, get rid of the tick, and maybe secure this vehicle in some sort of way. Man, this entire time I've been getting hounded by machines. But, oh dude, okay, we're gonna have to deal with this. Jeez. Alright. So where was I? So there will likely be a mission where we have to unlock this door and get in here and secure this vehicle. Maybe we'll be securing this vehicle for our own use. I know that a lot of people have requested a solid drivable vehicle of some sort, and who knows, this might even be it. But on the other hand, we might just be securing this for the Resistance, or for future NPCs, or something like that. But either way, I think that this is incredibly interesting, and I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this vehicle in the comments down below. Would you guys like to see a drivable vehicle like that in the game? Or would you prefer to see other vehicles more similar to the bike in the game? For me, I kind of don't have an opinion on it. In my opinion, anything that they add to Generation Zero is a good thing in my books. So if this is a drivable vehicle for the players, then heck yeah. And if it isn't, then heck yeah. It doesn't really matter. Because in the end, anything added just benefits the game. Dude, and on my way over to the next location we're going to talk about, I found another one of these barricade things. So if that bike mission does happen, we're going to be swinging around, and I'll kind of show you guys the route here on the map. So we'll start right here, come down this road, take a left turn at Skogshult here, and potentially go even further from this point. I'm not too sure. Maybe the area we're coming up to will potentially even be the finish line. Alright, and we're coming up to the supposed finish line for this bike quest, if this does wind up being a bike quest. I think it really makes sense though, because this location is pretty similar looking to the first one, but includes some really awesome assets here and some really great loot sources, so I feel like it's worth talking about on its own. So one of the best things that you can loot in this game are dead bodies, actually. Dead bodies yield one of the widest loot tables in the entire game, and later on in February I'm going to actually be talking about the various loot tables in this game and what you can get from those loot tables. So definitely stay tuned for that video. It's going to be another massive one, just like my controlling the machines video. But this is actually really great in terms of where it's positioned in the map, because a lot of times when you're freshly coming out of the archipelago here, you're going to be needing some sort of loot and some med kits and stuff like that, and potentially even adrenaline as well. And these loot bodies will actually drop those resources for you. As well, you have a machine here too, so you could potentially even pick up a small battery if you happen to get luckier than I did there. So I think that this is a really great kind of loot scenario when you're coming out of the archipelago, and especially because a lot of times this will yield either your first or your second tank in this kind of area here, in this plains area. So a lot of times you're going to be needing some of those extra resources in order to get into that fight. But then on top of that as well, when it comes to set pieces in the game, I'm just really excited to see them start branching out from the archipelago and into the mainland here. This is something that I've really wanted to see in the game, and I've really wanted to see the kind of unique feel of the archipelago get brought into the rest of the mainland, and I feel like this is one of our first examples of that actually happening. So let me know what you guys think about this little campground here, and about the fact that we've got some new loot sources to actually before we come into the mainland. So I've definitely saved the best for last here in this video today. What you have in this unsupposing Bjork here is one of the strongest guns in the game. This is really crazy overpowered for new players, and it's actually been confirmed that this is a developer weapon that probably shouldn't be in this update. But for the time being, with it being here, I say get it while it's hot, my dudes. So this is really great for endgame players that are potentially looking to fill out all of their 5-crown weapons, or for early game players that are looking for a little bit of an advantage in the game. So in this Bjork, even though you can't unlock the trunk here, all you have to do is blow up the car, and bada bing bada boom, there is a 5-crown 50 cal sniper rifle sitting in this trunk, which is mental. It's so overpowered, but honestly I think it's great. In the end, the power play of Generation Zero is one of the many things that makes Generation Zero such a great game. Now, the benefit to getting a 50 cal right here at this point is that with that tank that I had been talking about from those dead bodies earlier, you'll be able to get your first kind of batch of 50 cal ammo from that tank. So if you pick up this sniper rifle, go off and wreck up the tank out in that field there, you'll be kind of stocked and loaded to start going into the southern coast region, which is a huge difficulty spike in this game. So if any of you guys have just started playing and are maybe a little bit disappointed by the fact that experimental weapons are now level locked, you can come here, pick yourself up a 50 cal and start sniping machines from a ridiculous distance with an incredibly powerful gun. So just to give you guys some exact coordinates for this 50 cal, just in case if any of you want to come back here and pick it up, or if you're just starting the game and you want to get your hands on something real tasty, you just got to come here to the edge of the archipelago at 45.222 2349.576. It's just a little bit past the Seltolman Church, and it's just before you get to the very edge of the archipelago. So there you guys go, 1.15, a super interesting update. We have some supposed new missions coming along the way. We've got new set pieces reaching into the mainland. We've got this ridiculous developer weapon here, and so much more. You know, I feel like 1.15 here is a crazy start to the new year, and definitely the team for Generation Zero has hit the road frickin' running, my dudes. So we just gotta give them major props for the amount of work that they've done since the holidays and a little bit before the holidays began. I think that this just shows that Generation Zero is not slowing down anytime soon, and if anything, it's only getting better as time goes on here. So I really want to know what you guys think about all of this stuff in the comments down below. You guys know that I will be down there chatting with you guys about all of this stuff. But for now, I've been Tenebris, you've been awesome, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.